Hey, East Tennessee, this is Erica Southerland and Jim Rigsby with Catch 21 Podcast, and we are so excited to bring you episode 3. It's taken us a little bit to get here.
We had a rough time that week.
We've had a couple rough weeks between, you were sick for a couple weeks, and then I had to abruptly leave town this past weekend. But it's okay, we're here.
And we're here, and we just want to let everybody know that we haven't forgot you and that we're still around, so we're back at it again.
Yes,
yeah.
And today we want to talk about why you should fall in love with East Tennessee, because it's fall. It's the first day of fall.
Exactly.
So we're excited. You got your flannel on. I've got my coffee weather t-shirt.
Looking like a farmer in the fall, so I love it. So.
I know. Awesome. I love it. Yeah. So we're going to talk about, why you should fall in love with East Tennessee. We talked about last episode, like why you should move to Tennessee. And so this is why you should fall in love with Tennessee. And we have so much to offer in our area. And we have worked really hard on, just this little program to kind of bring you some exciting facts about our area today as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, so fall in love with Tennessee. The biggest thing is
day trips to the Blue Ridge Parkway. So this time of year, it is a photographer's paradise. It's just beautiful roads to drive through, lots of color. It's one of those gorgeous places in the United States right now.
Well, and I think I read where peak season is going to be sometime in probably like the middle of October. Yep. You definitely want to make sure that you look at that, because we have a lot of trees that are already starting to change colors in the lower elevation. So,
well, I noticed the leaves falling this morning on my way in this morning.
I know, it's really crazy.
I know.
But we're so close to a lot of different things. So even like the day trips to the Smokies, that's a big thing. Day trips to Asheville. I know we didn't put Asheville on there. But there's also a lot of great places to visit, like going to Virginia. Virginia has a lot of great day trips as well too. Yeah. So you can leave early in the morning, enjoy the fall scenery, come home at night.
Be home in the afternoon and enjoy a whole day.
Yes.
Yeah. And everything is usually like 2 to 3 hours away. So if you get up early in the morning and get out there and do it, like the Blue Ridge Parkway, you get up there early in the morning, you can drive that whole parkway and come back home, and it's a wonderful day trip. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. And there's a lot of things that are coming up, like fall festivals.
I love it.
I love fall festivals because we've got so many great ones here in the area. There's a lot of churches that hold fall festivals. There's a lot of different companies that hold fall festivals, and the fall farmer market. They're just fun things. Fall is my favorite time of the year, hands down.
Believe it or not, it wasn't my favorite time of the year, but summer was. But as I've gotten older, oh my gosh, I love fall. And being a photographer, I'm getting ready to hit the woods and shoot some wonderful stuff.
I can't wait to see those pictures.
Well, here's one, as a matter of fact.
I know. We did use one of his pictures today for our little backdrop in our little presentation. So, we've got pumpkin patches and corn mazes that are coming up. So you got Fender's Farm, you got, and I can't remember all of them, of course. But there's one in Bluntville.
That is.
Oh my gosh! I'm drawing a blank.
I've been there. I want every year.
But there's so many different ones that you can go to and kind of see what there is about. And if you just Google pumpkin patches or fall festivals, like on Facebook, you're going to be able to see all different types of stuff.
Absolutely. Yep.
And we've got apple festivals. And attractions are in the area, so if you're more like an apple cider versus a pumpkin spice, that might be a poll that we might need to do on Facebook and
my wife is definitely pumpkin spice. I'm apple cider all the way.
See, I'm more apple cider than pumpkin spice. Sorry, you pumpkin spice lovers.
I'm an apple cider guy. Exactly. Yeah.
But
I like a hard apple cider, actually.
Well, don't we all?
Oh yeah.
But with we got the Apple Festival coming up in Unicoi County. There's the Apple Barn down in Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, and there's a lot of different apple orchards that you can go to, and you can pick the pumpkins and the gourds and the apples and do all the fall fun memory things. And we have a lot of that here because we have the 4 seasons. You're able to literally enjoy the fall weather. And so that's the reason why people love falling in love with Tennessee. Because we literally have the best fall season ever.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. Yeah.
All right, so once again,
Area
we want to
attractions.
talk about area attractions because we did this last time and we had a lot of great feedback. A lot of people really loved that we did it, so you can kind of see what's coming up in the area. And of course, our podcast covers from Johnson City to Knoxville, so we have a mix
Kind of mix it
of
up.
things still.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
this weekend we still have the covered bridge days, down in Elizabethton. I'm seeing a lot of activity on Facebook about that.
Yep.
A lot of
Yep.
local photographers talking. They had a big concert last night at Elizabethton High School. So that was kind of cool to read up on this morning.
And that ends on the 25th, so you need to get out there this weekend if you want to enjoy some of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
UT versus Florida.
woo, go Vols!
Yeah. That's on Saturday, and
Yes.
they're playing Dillon Stadium in Knoxville.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
so-
oh my gosh, I'm so excited. The last time that we beat them at the home stadium was in 2016. I was there. It was phenomenal. That was the first time that we had the checkered stadium. So you actually can go to like Twitter, look for the Facebook or the website, and go in and put your section and your seats and see if you're supposed to wear white
White
or
or
orange
orange.
this weekend.
Yeah.
And so it's exciting. We're 3-0 at this point. University of Tennessee Volunteers.
Volunteers.
We gotta make sure that we say that right, because everybody comes in and goes,
Vols.
you're the Vols. I'm like, no, we're the Vols,
We're
not
the
the
Vols.
Vols. So we have all that fun stuff coming up, and this weekend it's a big weekend at UT.
Yes.
Because we have to beat Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. Gotta do it.
100% have to beat Florida. And we're projected. So, you know what? Go Vols. So, all right. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Ha. All right, so the next one is...
Smoky Mountain Trout Tournament. That's in Pigeon Forge. That is the 1st and 2nd of October.
Yeah,
So go to, I think it's My Pigeon Forge, and you can look at details on that.
yeah. We're excited about that because we got a lot of great fishing areas around this area.
Yes.
So, for us to always have some tournaments for people to go to, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got Rodney Adkins. That's going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee on October 21st. And we got Chris Jansen. That's going to be at Freedom Hall in Johnson City on October 21st. So 2 great concerts to kind of attend, depending on which country artist that you like. We talked about this last time, we're the birthplace of country music. And so this is a really great chance to be able to go hear some of our great artists that come to our region. And we have a lot usually. And so it's always fun to hear them talk and sing.
Yes, and sing. Definitely. Yeah. Oh, the Jericho Shrine Circus. We got that coming up on the 30th through the 2nd. And if you've never been, have you been to it?
I have.
I have too. It's fantastic. I used to take my girls to the Shrine Circus, and it was wonderful. Yeah, and
I like the peanuts and the elephant rides and being able to go down kind of like in the middle of the intermission and being kind of able to interact.
kind of interact with everybody. Yeah.
Yes, and the face painting, and it's just good, wholesome family fun that's held at Freedom Hall in Johnson City.
Yep.
And it's a great area local attraction. And most schools actually get coupons like for your kids that your kids can go for free or get a discounted rate. So check into that and make sure that you're asking the schools, hey, Shriners, circus is coming. Are we
Do you
going to
have
be
any-
able to get
tickets
any
or
kind
whatever?
of tickets?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got that.
Yep.
I know you like this one.
Dollywood's Harvest Festival. It starts the 23rd. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, starts
On
tomorrow.
tomorrow, and it goes through October 29th. And if you've never been to Dollywood, you got to go to Dollywood. They've got rides and food, and
The food.
the food is unreal. That guy in the middle that does all the meats and stuff. Have you been there? Where he's got the big
Yeah.
grill. Oh yeah, it's fantastic. And then which of course I love the wooden roller coaster too. So that's one of my favorites. So, but yes, go if you haven't been to Dollywood, it's well worth the trip, and you can get season passes. So you go all season, which I think season's ending right after the Festival of Lights, isn't it? So, but then it opens back up
Usually around
April.
March or
in
April.
March or April. So you can buy season tickets, or you can go for 1-day passes or whatever. But
Yeah.
but if you enjoy it, it's kind of. I know when my kids were young, we would just buy season tickets and go throughout the year. Yeah. So
Well, I know at the fall festival, or the harvest festival, like they'll have different things like lights and pumpkins, and it's very fallish, decorated. So you kind of go at night and see the lights. And they kind of do a lot of different things with a lot of different seasons, which brings us back to, where we do have the 4 seasons, and it makes it very nice.
Yeah.
You get to enjoy lots of different stuff. So it's cool.
And I noticed a lot of people who have moved here have mentioned that that's one of the things that attracted them was that they actually have 4 seasons that you can actually enjoy a little bit of each season.
Yeah.
Where some areas they might miss some of the spring, or they may go straight from winter into summer.
Have summer all year long.
Or they have summer all year long. That's exactly right.
Or people up in like Northwest Washington, I've had clients who moved here who's like, it is like spring all year long. It's dreary, it's wet, it's snow, it's just blah. And so I remember a story that, one of my clients told me that they first moved here and they're working out in the middle of spring and they're like, it's overcast, not a big deal. And then they come in at the end of the day and they're like, we're lobsters. Like, what in the world happened? Because they're used to being able to working out in the spring and working all day long, going inside, and they're freezing, and they're getting in like their sauna, and they're like, okay, first off, it's warm here. Secondly, it's not raining. You better have some sunscreen, even when it's like overcast, because you know what? You just got to sometimes. So it is what it is. So we got lots of area attractions, of course, as we find out more and hear about more, we're going to put that up on social media and be able to send that out to you guys. And it's just one of those things that we can't highlight all of them, but we want to highlight the most that we can. And the ones that we know that a lot of families or individuals are going to be very attracted to. So if you hear of any kind of attractions that maybe you would like for us to showcase about, or if you've got something personally coming up, reach out to us. We'd love to be able to share that with you.
We would love to have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Market shift. All right.
This is
it's been kind of crazy, hasn't it?
It has.
It's kind of, I probably in the last 30 to 60 days, I've seen a big shift in my market.
It's slowed down.
Yeah, it's slowed down a lot. And so I think, it's something that we need to kind of educate our buyers and sellers both on.
Yeah.
It's not like it was back in the spring.
Not even the last 2 years.
No. When you could go in and offer whatever you wanted to offer and fight with 15 other offers to get it. I think we still got some of that.
Yeah.
In certain price ranges, probably like in the 2s to 250s, probably we got some of that. But overall, I'm noticing there's more negotiations and things like that. So I think longer days on the market. Exactly. That's I've noticed that things are hanging on 30, 60 days now. Yeah. Are you noticing that? Yeah,
we're noticing a little bit longer on the market, and it's actually kind of different. So my parents are relocating to Ohio, and I was in Ohio this past weekend and got to help their relocation.
I saw that. That's fantastic. What an opportunity to have.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know,
you get to kind of see what's going on behind the scenes. Sorry. You get to see what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, so I was able to be in Ohio. My parents were down here in Tennessee, and I was able to do like a virtual showing with them, but as a daughter, letting their agent do their process, and we got connected through our relocation department, right? And even things like my mom was like, hey, this one's been on the market a little bit long, or hey, this one just came on the market. Do you care to go like kind of take a look at some of these? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. And we did see that little bit of a fight. They ended up in a multiple offer situation. They didn't get it, unfortunately. Made us really sad because I did have that moment. Like, those moments that we talk about with our clients where, like, when they walk into a house and they're like, oh, this is it. Yeah. Okay, like, I had that. Like, I walk into the house and I'm like, Mom, this is it. This is completely it. And I'm crying because I can see the Christmas tree and I can see her making, like, her holiday food and like, the grandkids hanging around. And it was different being on that daughter side of it. But in the same breath, we were looking at other houses that were in the same price range, that were on the market a whole lot longer. So talking about longer days on market and comparing like, well, why weren't they moving? Well, it was the quality of the, I guess the renovations or the put togetherness of the house, right? So if a house is longer on the market, it probably does need some price dropping. It probably does need some updates done to it. There's a couple different things.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
It's normalizing. It's going back to the way it used to
yeah.
be.
Otherwise, it leads us into price negotiations.
And I have run into this several times in the last 30 to 60 days.
Yeah.
You know, where the buyers are going in asking for closing costs. We're going in asking for closing costs. We're asking for repairs again. You know, I know
I
that.
want to bring that one up because the next
Yeah,
one we're going to talk about buyers' closing costs.
Yeah, yeah, and and so we're asking for those things again, and I'm talking to other agents, and they're telling us the same thing. They're hitting that too. So I think by being a seller on the market, you need to be aware of these situations. It's not like it was a year ago or 2 years ago where you could throw your house up there on the market and it'd be gone like that. So you have to be prepared to negotiate, and be prepared to offer closing costs. Or I'm working with one right now. We're going back to a carpet allowance, right?
Yeah.
So those are things that we're working on again. So yeah. So.
It's been kind of interesting to think about price negotiations, and I've been doing a couple different negotiations. I'm actually in one right now, and it's kind of cool because I remember when I first started 5 years ago. You can look at a house that was listed on the market and go, okay, we're going to offer 10% less. We're going to ask for closing costs for the buyer. We're going to ask for a home warranty, and we're going to ask for carpet allowance because we see that there's things that are happening right now. And, I looked at this house and I love this agent. She is so sweet. So if you do watch this, just know that, I did coach my clients appropriately. but it was one of those things where, I was sitting there and I was looking at the current purchase price, and I know that they had already dropped the price a little bit, and it was probably due to the location. But then I was like, okay, if we did 10% less, ask for closing costs, what does that look like? And I was like, whoa, that's offensive. But that comes from like what we've seen the last 2 years. It's like, yikes.
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Like it there's like a different shift in our brain.
You're right.
It's a different shift.
It's a mental shift that we have to look at.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, it was nothing like 5 years ago to come in all those less and be like, whatever, not a big deal, who cares? And then the last 2 years, it was like, don't you dare ask for anything less than the list price. And now it's like, oh shoot. Now I feel weird if I ask for less than the list price, but it's been on the market longer. So let's just go ahead and look at these price negotiations and buyers' closing costs. And we are seeing where people are paying them.
And it's actually working. It's actually starting to work again.
And it's been in, a lot of people's favor because it's getting people's houses sold that are needing to buy houses, but it's helping people who are actually like wanting to buy a house at a really good affordable cost.
It's helping the first time home buyers, the ones who don't have a lot of funds, who need to get a house, get out of renting and get into a house. Yeah. They're actually feeling like they can actually compete now. Yeah. Before, I don't know if you ran into it, but a lot of them were like, I'm not even gonna go there. If there's bids on it, I'm not wasting my time. Yeah. So now they feel like they can actually go in and obtain, get a house now.
Yeah, it makes it a whole lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So here's a big one.
Woohoo! Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. How
many of you all have dealt with appraisers in the last 2 years and have wanted to just pull your hair out? Because I know I have. Like, big time pull our hair out. Yeah. I mean, you don't have the
the appraisers, they were overwhelmed. They were completely overwhelmed. I don't know if a lot of people realize that appraisers actually have to go through an apprenticeship program. So it wasn't like the market got crazy and then you could bring all these appraisers in. So the appraisers, they got overwhelmed. And so we were having like, 6 weeks getting the appraisal. I know I did. I had like, I know one, it was 6 weeks and one was 5 weeks getting the appraisal back, which moved our closing date out and everything else. So yes, I'm seeing appraisals are coming in on time now, and
how about last week? Last week, my parents had their appraisal on their house on Wednesday. By Friday, the lender had an email stating that the report would be submitted by Monday. And on Monday, I got a call from the agent on my way home from Ohio, and he was like, "Hey, just to let you know, we're good to go. Appraisal's back. Like, we're moving forward." And I was like, what?
Same thing happened to me about 2 weeks ago.
It's not even been a week. And it's a VA loan.
Yeah.
Like, holy smokes. Like, that, it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that, like how frustrated we are as agents, coaching our sellers on appraisals and coaching our buyers on appraisals, and what that may look like. And hopefully we're going to see that shift in the market as well too, that appraisals are going to go back to feeling fair. Is that a great word to put out there? It's going to feel a little bit more fair, and not so much of a disadvantage, because we are getting things back quicker. But I know those appraisers are just as tired as us agents.
Yeah.
Like, we're all tired.
Everybody in this industry, title companies, appraisers, they're wore out.
Because we've been bombarded.
They've been bombarded.
And it's been a blessing. So don't let us,
Absolutely. It's a blessing.
Don't let us make you feel like it's been a hindrance.
Yeah.
It's been a very big blessing.
I don't want nobody to know that think it's been a hindrance, because it's not. Because this job is a calling for us, right?
Absolutely.
But it has been hard.
It's overwhelming.
It has been hard. It has been overwhelming, but that doesn't take away from the fact that we want to give our clients the best.
Yeah.
We're here to kind of educate. We just want to educate about, kind of let everybody know what's going on.
Well, that's like I tell people all the time. Not all agents are created equal.
No.
Not all appraisers are created equal. Not all lenders and title companies are created equal. It's just, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And we're seeing a shift. And
that's
it's agents and new agents. If you are a new agent in the last 2 years, be ready, be prepared, because
if you're not negotiating, if you're not asking for buyer closing costs, they haven't had to.
Yeah.
So learn. Go talk to your broker and learn what you need to do, because I think this is where it's headed. And it's going to be tough for the next little bit.
Well, and that has everything to do with
interest rates.
Interest rates.
Yeah. So interest rates. I saw a report this week. I don't know if you saw it, but interest rates are as the highest they've been since 2008.
What?
Highest they've been since 2008. I think they just hit 6%. So.
Well, I know the little couple that I'm working with right now. I mean, she was like, "Oh, my interest rate's 6%." And I'm like, "Well, when I bought 6 years ago, it was 5.25%. So, that's a little bit of a difference." And knowing where their house payment is right now on the home that they're trying to purchase is the same. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I say this correctly. So their rate at 6%.
Excuse me.
On a property that's about $25,000 less than what I purchased mine at 5.25%, our house payments are the same.
That's right.
It's a $25,000 difference in what we're allowed to buy, but our house payment is the exact same from a 5.25% to a 6% interest rate. And that was a little bit mind-blowing last night. I was like, whoa, okay. But that also gave me the ability to coach them, that says, okay, look, when we close on the sale of this house, like, I'm not just a one and done, like, I'm here for life. Like, you are, like, there's going to be a lifeline between us, and we're going to stay connected, and you're going to get invited to stuff, and there's all these things it's going to happen. And one of the things that we're going to do is, as soon as interest rates start dropping, what do? Refinance.
Refinance it.
Because that's exactly what a lot of people did this past year. While there was a lot of people who were buying and selling, there was a ton of people who were refinancing. And it made sense.
It made a lot of sense. Yep.
So, all right.
Great.
You ready to move on to the next thing?
Let's move it on.
City, Tennessee. Oh my gosh, we love Johnson City. It is where our downtown office is, one of our locations. It's where our personal office is located. It's just a great atmosphere. There's so much to do, so much to see.
You kind of got that hometown feel,
Yeah.
but there's still things to do.
I love it.
What I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
And then you can go out to the different areas like Jonesboro or whatever, and it's more rural. So a little bit of everything going on there.
A lot of everything. Well, you know, a lot of people move to Johnson City because of the high quality of life and low cost of living. The medium home price range is an average of about $300,000, which is good. And we have a lot of homes that are ranged in a lot of different price ranges. I mean, I've seen anywhere from $50,000 to over $1 million that are in this area. But the average median home price for an average purchaser is about $300,000.
Yeah.
So,
And we've got a population that's close to about 67,000.
Yeah.
Which is not a whole lot. I know we had talked about that before. He was talking about the fact that we have a lot more deaths than we actually have births.
Yeah.
So the population really isn't growing a whole lot.
And it's not. So Don Finley, who's one of our market analysts for the NETAR Association, you know, he kind of told us about that. And I can't remember exactly what he had to say, so I'll just kind of use, you know, numbers.
He won't hold it against you.
Yeah, he won't hold it against me. But to kind of give an idea about, you know, where things are, basically what he was, to give you the picture, is that there would be like 9,000 deaths a year, but there's only like 3,000 births, or like 6,000 births. So there's a huge span
big
there.
deficit there,
Yeah.
which keeps the population from actually growing.
Yeah, because, you know, Johnson City is more of a retirement, it used to be more of a retirement community, but with all the different things that we have going up in Johnson City and all the new, the culture and the community that we're going to talk about, you know, all the new things that are happening, it's becoming more and more evident that there's a lot of people that are moving here, which is why Realtor.com had us listed as the #3 city in the United States to move to, because of all the different things that we have going on. I mean, you know, we've got the 4 seasons that we've been talking
We talked
about.
about that, exactly.
You know, your temp range is anywhere from 30 to 90 degrees, so you actually do get to feel those different kind of
Yeah,
temperatures.
we don't have the real harsh winters,
Yeah.
but you do experience snow and cold wind.
Well-
and then we have the summers that are, you know, I've been seeing things that said 80 degrees for summer, but this year, you know, we've had a really hot summer. So I mean, it's been like in the 90s. It's about every day has been in the 90s.
Well, and it's
So-
kind of crazy because yesterday was 89 degrees and today it's like 78. Like it went from like summer weather yesterday to a first day of fall, and we're like,
Boom, we're in fall.
We're in fall, and it's supposed to be 70s the next 2 weeks, and it's like, hallelujah.
Supposed to get down like 40 tonight, I believe.
I know, it's so
Tonight or
crazy.
tomorrow night, supposed to be like 40 degrees. So I'm excited. Bonfire night.
Oh, I'm so excited for
Yeah.
bonfires and s'mores. It's like the best.
Exactly.
So a little history and culture about Johnson
Yeah.
City.
So Johnson City is known as Little Chicago, and a lot of people don't know that, but it's because of the bootlegging activity that went on in the 1920s during the Prohibition. And so my grandmother was one of those, and she was young at the time, but she was one of those that was actually involved in the bootlegging. I don't know if she told everybody that or not, but yeah.
But you just did.
Yeah, I just did. So, yeah.
Well, and Al Capone used to live in Johnson City,
Al Capone
and you
lived-
told me a story about your grandparents actually were friends with Al Capone.
My grandmother and my step-granddad,
That's so cool.
they were friends with Al Capone.
That is so cool.
Isn't that cool?
I love it. Well, we've got Little Chicago Festival every single year, you know, to highlight that culture from the 1920s, and so it's actually pretty cool. We have a speakeasy and everything kind of downtown, so it's
Oh, I didn't know about the speakeasy.
yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's near Watauga Brewing Company.
Well, maybe
I've been
maybe-
told. I have never been.
Well, we need to go do a video.
We should. I don't know. Maybe they won't let us.
Maybe not let us see.
They might let us in a speakeasy, but it's okay.
It'd be kind of cool.
So that kind of goes back to the 1920s kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of different things that, you know, people can do around here. So to think that we have 288 miles of hiking and walking trails in the area. That includes the Appalachian Trail, all just the different types of waterfalls that you can go
and hikes and
to.
places to go. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of different activities that you can do. So, you know, we got 230 miles of rivers and lakes and streams. which is hard to imagine that we have that much, but I mean.
I know, but you know, we got Watauga Lake,
Yeah.
we got Holston, we got Patrick Henry, Douglas, Cherokee. So there's a lot of lakes, a lot of fishing, a lot of lakes, a lot of great opportunities for the sportsmen.
And we have a lot of rivers too, and you know, and I know I had told you a little bit of story about my friend from Mountain City. His name is Danny, and he always goes river fishing, like fly fishing, and that's really big in our area as well too. And I love seeing it when he posts pictures of him going trout fishing. I especially love it when he takes his kids and goes trout fishing, because it's just bringing that culture that we have in our area. It's just good family
activity.
Yes, and getting those kids off of those social media devices and
out
telephones, and they're getting back out in the nature and everything else, and it makes it very, very nice. So, so speaking of culture and community,
we have a lot of downtown music events, downtown activities, fall festivals. We got sportsman. This area is a sportsman's paradise. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Yeah.
But you know, we got fishing, we got hunting, there's deer hunting, there's turkey, squirrel, rabbit, which is not as common no more as it used to be.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of opportunities for that. A lot of fishing opportunities. Like I said before, we got different lakes and things. So, a lot of boating opportunities. You know, with the lakes and stuff. You know, everybody's got pontoons or something around there.
Speedboats or jet skis or whatever.
Yep.
So, and you know, we've got the airports that are really close to us, so Tri-Cities, Knoxville, Asheville. There's a couple others we didn't mention, you know, on our screen, but we have Greensboro, North Carolina, Nashville that's close, and Charlotte. Those are all additional airports that are close, you know, within like a 3.5 hour drive.
Charlotte and Nashville is probably, 3.5 hours. That's your furthest out either direction, whether you go east or west. But you know, like Tri-Cities is 15 miles down the road from Johnson City.
Yeah.
Knoxville is maybe 100 miles, Asheville maybe 60 miles. So it's a great hub to get in and out of, and they all connect to the major airports. So you can always, you know, pick up a flight out of Tri-Cities, and if you got a flight to Dulles or New York or whatever, you can do it. You can catch that with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you know, there's a lot of different other activities that you can find and other information. You can visit a website called www.visitjohnsoncitytennessee.com. This is where we got, you know, quite a bit of our information from, and of course Google as well too. But we wanted to make sure that we highlighted a lot of our great things that we do have here in the city. But you can go to this website and you can learn more about our town. You can also plug into the community and find out different stuff about, you know, the safety and the schools and that type of stuff from the website as well too. And it's a really great resource that the city of Johnson City is providing.
If you're concerned with the safety of your neighborhood or your area, or you're traveling somewhere in the area, you can go to that website. They can kind of give you an idea of what you get into.
Yeah, it's really great that we have those resources. So the other thing that we really wanted to talk about is East Tennessee State University. It is our local college right here in Johnson City, and it's right down from our office.
Right from the office.
So we've got a lot of different stuff in the area, but we got, well, I should say a lot of the stuff. We have a lot of different colleges that are here in our area, but East Tennessee State University is right inside of Johnson City. So we wanted to highlight them for sure. You know, they were founded in 1911. In-state, out-of-state tuition, it's probably about normal like what you would see anywhere else. So in-state's probably about $9,500 a year. Out-of-state averages usually around $25,000 per year. But they also have different ones. So I actually forgot to mention this to you, but Tennessee is a reciprocating city or like state. So if you live on the border in certain other states, you get a cheaper tuition being out of state because you rest on the border. So like North Carolina, Virginia, Kentucky, you do have a little bit of a cheaper out of state tuition because of that, which is really nice.
Yeah, very nice. So they're like you said, they're located downtown Johnson City. They've got about 10 different colleges. Just to name a few, you know, we got the College of Pharmacy, Arts, Business, the College of Nursing. That's actually where my wife teaches. She teaches in the College of Nursing, and the Public Health, and then the Quillen College of Medicine. which is one that was a very well-known, very popular
Yeah.
college of medicine. Athletics, they got 17 sports,
Yeah.
and they're part of the Southern Conference and the NCAA Division I.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I mean, we had football for a couple years there. It disappeared because they got rid of the program.
The program, and I was young when they used to have the Bucks, and then they got rid of the program, and so I'm very excited they brought it back. They've been back, a couple of years.
Yeah, it's been really kind of cool. So a couple weeks ago, my daughter's high school actually got to play their football game there against Elizabethton High School, which, by the way, Daniel Boone High School won 7-0. I have to make sure I say that too. And so, with that being said, it was really cool to kind of be back inside that stadium, being outside versus inside the mini dome like it was when I went to school there. And it's a really great thing, and we're seeing so many people where it's bringing so much community back in and getting more people involved. And we actually went, and I think we got as far as like the championship for our conference last year. Like we made it to the very end, and that's kind of cool.
That's cool.
So sports is a big thing in East Tennessee.
Big thing.
And clearly we're not lacking thereof on here. So.
And we got UT down the road, which is a couple hours down the road, but sometimes people don't always go to UT to watch the Vols play. So we got the Buccaneers right here in our backyard.
Yeah.
So go watch the Bucks play, and
But don't forget to wear your blue and gold.
Blue and gold. School color blue and gold. Bucky's the mascot.
Yeah. So get your picture taken with Bucky. Put on your blue and gold. You can go to any local store here and pretty much be able to get a shirt and be able to do it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we also have University School. And it's actually an elementary, middle, and high school that's connected in with the university.
It's on campus with the university. Yeah, it's not a public school,
No.
but you have to apply to get into it or get your child into it. But once accepted in, then they can go all the way through. You don't have to reapply each year and things like that. So, and that's actually where I went to elementary school and middle school, and in ninth grade I went over to Daniel Boone. So
there you go.
Yeah.
You went to a good school.
Went to a good school.
And then, one thing we want to mention lastly about that elementary school and middle school and high school is it is ranked 13th in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So, they've got a really great program there as far as the high school and everything goes. And then, the college is a really great asset to our community as well too, because it brings in so many different people in different demographics and just different culture that it brings in, which is what I think makes Johnson City so unique, and it's why we're growing so well too, because people come here for school, they fall in love, and they don't leave. And that makes it very nice. So, but all right, well,
that wraps it up, man. That flew by, didn't it?
I know, it's so crazy, like how when we get to talking and get to chatting, and it just like
boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So.
But we're so excited. Episode number 3 is on the wrap. We're ready to do episode number 4 next. So stick around and stay with us.
So what can we do for number 4?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think we need feedback. Somebody needs to send us some feedback. Tell us what they want, right?
Yeah. Tell us what you're wanting to listen to. That's one thing that we absolutely do love. We love to hear feedback from you guys and be able to, communicate what it is that you guys as listeners are wanting to listen to. It's a really great opportunity for us to be able to showcase different things inside the area as well too. So, but all right. Well, until next time, this is Catch 21 Podcast.
Take care, everyone.